you see the shot of the North Campus gym right there, that means one thing. We are back with some OCAA volleyball here at Humber College. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Hawks Nest here for some OCAA volleyball. It's the Humber Hawks taking on their crosstown rivals in the Sheridan Bruins. Zach Benoit alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Hamill. And Matt, Humber starting the year off 2-0, Sheridan 0-1. Should be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, you bet, partner. It should be a good one. We're moments away from getting things underway. A little bit of pregame ceremony. National anthems coming up next, and then we'll have some interesting pregame ceremonies to keep track of.
Yeah, stay tuned. Like you said, we're having the national anthems up. We'll be right on back.
Graduate from their program a ring to signify success in their sport and within the classroom. Tonight, during our home opener, we would like to honor 3 volleyball alumni. So please welcome Coach Chris Wilkins for a brief presentation.
Hello, everyone. So as my team would attest to, I've been told to keep this very quick, because sometimes I tend to ramble on. As he mentioned, we have 3 exceptional athletes that we wanted to honor tonight. The first athlete, Alex Dubé, wherever she is. This is an athlete that basically did whatever we needed her to do whenever she was called on to do it, and was an exceptional teammate and just an all-around great person to coach. And we're definitely gonna miss her. So. Our second incredible athlete was one of our leaders in the last year of our championship run. She basically played whatever position we needed to and turned into one of the most dominant middles in our league. Cass Andrews. She's also an exceptional bull rider. And our last athlete of the night was one of our team captains for the last couple of years, was someone who led our team on and off the court, did whatever it took to make sure that we were better. Our team captain, Sydney Ferguson. So one last thank you to 3 exceptional athletes. Now I'll give it back to the real commentator.
Once again for Coach Wilkins, everybody. All right, at this time, we would like to ask you to please stand up if able for playing of our Canadian national anthem.
Well, a beautiful little ring ceremony right there. We'll quickly touch base on the 3 athletes that were honored. Alex Dubé, Cass Andrews, and Sydney Ferguson. 3 players that played a really pivotal role in those last couple championships. You talked about it in the intro. Humber is rocking a current 4-win streak when it comes to that OCAA championship, and those 3 players played a pivotal role.
Yeah, you know, speaking of Humber's provincial championships, 14 of the last 16 years have been championship wins in the province of Ontario for Humber. Zach will step aside for the player introductions here before we get this game going.
From Stony Creek, Ontario, number 9, Chloe Bushby. From Campbell Ford, Ontario, number 11, Abigail Ellis. From Hamilton, Ontario, number 13, Mackenzie Marshall. From Whitby, Ontario, number 17, Shaylin Craig. From Jordan Station, Ontario, number 19, Isabel Roberge. And the libero is from Burlington, Ontario, number 6, Sarah Palatini. The head coach for Sheridan Bruins is Stuart Wubber. All right, everybody, let's welcome your starting lineups for the Humber Hawks. From Vancouver, Ontario, number 2, Kennedy Williscroft. Up next, from Sturgeon Falls, Ontario, number 4, Caitlin LaBelle. From Toronto, Ontario, number 9, Carolyn Klitsch. From Toronto, Ontario, number 10, Hannah Manners. From Sudbury, Ontario, number 12, Amy Connolly. And from Ajax, Ontario, number 18, Amanda Larson. The liberos for the game. Firstly, from Oakville, Ontario, number 8, Reese Choulette. And up next is from Muncie, Ontario, number 13, Chindaze White-Eye. And the head coach for your Humber Hawks women's volleyball team is Chris Wilkins.
Well, Matt, starting lineups, they are set. The introductions, done. National anthem, done. Now all that's left to start this matchup between these 2 cross-city rivals. And again, what should be a fantastic game.
You bet, Zach. It's we've checked all the boxes. Time to get this one going. There's Sheridan in the double blue and Humber in the white shirts for today. And as we mentioned, Zach, so many new additions to this Humber team. The Hawks are certainly seen a lot of turnover and have lost a lot of great players. They have brought in a lot of great players as well. So this should be interesting to see how everything kind of gels right early in the season. Humber off to a great start, 2 wins, only losing 1 set over the course of those 2 wins. Meanwhile, for Sheridan, it was a home loss against Mohawk. So the OCAA East should be a fun one to keep track of this year. The number 1 ranked team in the province of Ontario, Humber Hawks, defending provincial champions, open up their season on their home floor. And it's moments away from getting this one going.
Yeah, and it should be a good one. You talked about all the players they brought in. You normally hear in the NCAA the transfer portal. Well, in the OCAA, Humber, they made an impact on that transfer portal. They brought over the reigning Rookie of the Year and the reigning scoring champion in the West, and Rachel Odell. Still haven't seen her play yet, so we're not sure if she's dealing with injuries or whatnot. But when you're able to bring over a player like that and you bring over players, so many more, it's very good. The first serve here in the Hawks' nest is by Kennedy Williscroft, and it gets over, tipped over, diving down, and Sheridan will strike first. No, it's actually going to be the Hawks striking first there.
Yeah, it was a nice play at the net for Sheridan's number 19, Isabelle Roberge. But unfortunately for the Bruins, the point of the game, the opening point, goes to the Hawks.
Sheridan trying to set something up here. Big block coming through. Hannah Manners.
That's a hot start, Zach, for the Hawks. 2 big points and a little bit of a serve run getting going for Kennedy Willis-Croft. We saw her play so well in her first year of OCAA action as a Hawk in the previous campaign, and off to a good start here at home tonight.
Yeah, another good serve over. Going out wide and swinging there was Mackenzie Marshall, who's a player to watch out for on the side of Sheridan. She leads her squad with kills. For that time, went right to the net. She's at 9 currently on the season.
Yeah, Zach, we saw Sheridan. They went down in their first game of the season. They lost that first set. You know the Bruins have got to think, Zach, nice attempt there to try to save the play. You know the Bruins facing a tough opponent in the Hawks, the defending champs at home, that the Sheridan Bruins are probably going to expect they might have faced a little early game adversity. They're going to have to be able to overcome that a little better than they did against Mohawk.
Yeah, and it will definitely be a key factor here. That serve short over. Willis-Croft having a good one. Marshall tipped it, but it hits off of the upright. So that's another point going towards the Hawks. And already we're seeing Kennedy Willis-Croft get into a rhythm, and we saw last year when she was able to do that, she had some lengthy runs. She goes back to the service line here. Again, you mentioned she's been so good in her rookie campaign. That one just sailing a little bit too far. So finally, Sheridan will get their first point. Hawks lead at 5-1 here in set 1.
Yeah, and well done by the Sheridan coaching staff. You wondered maybe that was getting into timeout territory, but no timeout called, and ultimately it's the Hawks to kind of make that mistake and give Sheridan a chance to build some momentum.
Shaylin Craig, her serve is over. LaBelle right there. Willis-Croft sets up Manners. It's blocked in front, but it hits off the hands and goes out. Abigail Ellis was there to make the block, but off her hands and out of bounds. Humber, they continue to roll, and Hannah Manners go to the service line. Serve over is a good one. First ball set up. Going out wide once more to Ellis. She's hitting to the back line. Manners gets there. Willis-Croft hits it, tipped over by Klitsch. Setting up the backcourt, and it finally sails out of play. That was Shaylin Craig trying to hit it from the backcourt.
Well, the hot start for Humber continues, 7-1 now.
This is what we're so used to seeing of this Humber Hawks team over the years, as Manners serves go straight into the net there. And one big thing to look at, partner, they are sharing the wealth when it comes to the kills. Caitlin LaBelle leads the way with 15. Right behind her, Amy Connolly with 10, as well as Amanda Larson. Serve over here for Sheridan is good. Cholette receives it. Hit over, and a great kill over the top for Amy Connolly.
And for the Humber Hawks, really a great start, Zach. The only points Sheridan has mustered here in the first 10 points of this match have been really self-inflicted errors by Humber. So dominating early game action for the home team.
Great serve over there by Klitsch. A quick setup here. Can it find the back line? No, it cannot. Sheridan, they've set up a couple plays here, but they can't get that ball to drop. And again, the Hawks are rolling.
Humber is head coached by an absolute vet in the game, Chris Wilkins, 23 years at the helm. On the other side, Stuart Hooper in his second year as head coach with this double blue squad of Sheridan.
Serve over, Ellis receives. They set her right back up. She goes down the line, and it will find it. Abigail Ellis gets the kill right there for the Bruins.
Now, Zach, interesting addition this year for the Humber Hawks. For head coach Chris Wilkins, his daughter, Taya Wilkins, is on the team. She becomes the 7th member of the Wilkins clan to wear the navy and gold. Pretty remarkable stuff, the whole family affair angle.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can get it right there, great digging to save it. Another block of it kept up again by Manners. Going back to LaBelle, she hits it over. Palatini goes down and makes it. Ellis now with the hit, tipped over and blocked. This ball's going over the net, back and forth. Finally, it'll go the way of the Bruins. Called a lift, or a double hit, excuse me, on Willis-Croft. But that's the play right there we see from both liberos. Sarah Palatini has been a staple for the Sheridan Bruins for the last couple of years. Reese Cholette, she made her name for herself last year, and she's starting off hot so far this year. Going over, Willis-Croft setting up in the middle, Larson not going to connect there, diving and making the block. blocked at the wall there. Ellis tried to get the kill. They're gonna back set it for Craig, and it sails out of play.
So the Hawks now up 10-4. There's a look at Coach Hooper for the Bruins. And on the other side, it's Coach Wilkins, who's just been absolutely dominant. We mentioned earlier in the game, Zach, for Humber, the past 16 years of Ontario provincial volleyball, 14 of those 16 years, the Hawks have brought home provincial gold, and no doubt looking to bring home another one here, and this campaign off to a good start.
Yeah, this is one of, if not the best programs in all of Canada for volleyball, and they've proven it year in and year out as Ellis's serve right there goes into the net. The Hawks, they've extended this lead now in set one out 11-5. Caitlin LaBelle, the second-year player, goes to the line here. One service ace on the year. This is sailing to the corner. Ellis puts it up. Williams trying to set up on the side. LaBelle's diving, punches it, but it goes way out of play. Sheridan will get the point.
Yeah, Zach, you talk about at the national level, and Humber has done so well here in the OCAA, but at the national level of women's volleyball in this country, it's Western Canada that really has been at the top of the mountain for quite some time. Between BC and Alberta, tough for these Eastern Canada teams to really get in there and come home with the national hardware, although Humber captured the national bronze in 2023.
Right there, Emily Williams and Isabelle Robergi going up to make that block. Chloe Bushby goes to the line to serve, and the serve is over. Williscroft setting up one to Larson, and that tip over is an easy one for a player with Amanda Larson's height, 6'4". Next closest, tallest on the court is 6 foot. But Amanda Larson makes it so easy. You have the size, you use it to your advantage. She goes to the serve line, and that serve goes over. Williams trying to back set one to Robergi, and that's exactly what she does as it goes over. Isabella Robergi gets the kill.
Last year, Zach, Humber was sort of boxed out of national hardware. They lost the bronze medal game.
Williscroft out wide to Manners. Hannah Manners goes up and gets the kill.
Zach, give credit to Sheridan. They certainly have closed the gap moments ago. Humber with a 6-point lead, but now building that back up. 13-8 as we're at about that halfway point in set number one.
Back over to Williscroft diving. Palatini makes that one. Marshall on the far side. Her serve goes over. Manners, the wall, they come through for the side of the Bruins. Going up, Robergi. LaBelle there to dig it out. Back set to Connolly, and it gets blocked up, and nobody could find it. Palatini came diving from the back line, but couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, you mentioned it was a good play from Isabelle Roberge, but ultimately the Hawks continue to establish their role in the driver's seat here in set number one, up once again by 6.
Coming over the net, did it sail out of play? It did. So Williscroft doesn't have as lengthy as a run this time, only 2 serves. Jalen Craig back to the service line here for the Bruins. And yeah, like you mentioned, it was a 6-7 point lead for Humber. That gap closed now to 5. Craig serve over off the arms of Connolly and into the head of Coach Wilkins. And he'll shake that one off with a little smile.
Oh, he's going to take her out of the game now. I'm just kidding, Zach. Just kidding. Looks like he's all smiles after taking the volleyball into the cranium area.
Looks like Amy Connolly was saying, oh, Lord, what did I just do? That goes over, and this time Connolly will just duck out of the way. She says, I'm not making contact, didn't coach 2 plays in a row. That's how I get benched. Hannah Manners coming back to the line. She's had a good start to the year. 6 kills so far for Manners. Her serve over, it's good. Setting up a play. Ellis on the far side, blocked again at the net. Williams back sets it to Marshall, blocked again. How about that? Caroline Klitsch and Caitlin LaBelle work together as a tandem for the wall right there.
Yeah, excellent work continuing for the Hawks, and that brings up a very good offensive weapon for Humber, Hannah Manners.
Talk about it right there, and that's what you'll receive. Service ace for Manners. A lot of players on this Humber Hawks team, either fourth-year players or third-year players. They have a handful of seconds and only 3 first years. They do, again, a lot of their stuff on that transfer portal. It's the play here. Williscroft back sets to Connolly, and nobody was there to cover. What deception from Kennedy Williscroft. The Bruins need a timeout.
Yeah, you think for Sheridan, they just allowed a clean shot there, and so timeout called by Sheridan head coach Stuart Hooper, and maybe trying to strategize how they can tighten up and prevent any more slam dunk looks like that, because Humber now inching towards the finish line here in set number 1, and things looking pretty good as Sheridan calls the first timeout of the match.
Yeah, and we always talk about, what makes a really good setter, and I think Kennedy Williscroft last year really transitioned herself into a star player for this Humber Hawks team. And it's just the deception. We saw it right there on that play. She sets up Connolly beautifully. Nobody was defending it. They were all expecting a pass to the middle, but she goes to the offside, and it's just great deception in the sets by Kennedy Williscroft.
And there's the team in double blue breaking the huddle, ready to roll. 18-10. So, Zach, Sheridan, as I mentioned earlier, knew they were coming in taking on a very tough opponent when it comes to this Humber team that has really sat atop OCAA volleyball for many years. And Coach Hooper hoping that he's made some adjustments that can help close the gap here. It's going to take quite a big effort to come back here in set number 1.
Serve over, Ellis puts it up. Connolly puts it down.
And that's tough, Zach, because that's exactly the kind of play we saw from Humber that precipitated that timeout. And there the Hawks go right back to the well. Business as usual. Lead up to a set-high 9 for Humber.
Manners, another good serve over. Williams trying to tip one. Roberge makes it. And off the net, I believe that was Isabel Roberge. So Humber, they continue to grow it. It's grown into a 10-point lead now here in set 1. And again, this is the dominance we're so used to seeing from this women's program here in the OCAA. Manners, another good serve. Palatini can't handle it. It's too hot.
Well, Zach, a reminder, this is game 1 of a OCAA East Division doubleheader here. West Division, pardon me. Here on the Hawk Sports Network, the men's teams will take the court right after the conclusion of this one, or let's say 30 minutes after.
Yeah, give them time to warm up, 30 to 45 minutes. That should be another good matchup. Excited for that one to take place. But right now and right here, Hannah Manners is going on a run. 3 more points, and the Hawks, they take set number 1. Palatini, a good dig. Williams back sets to Marshall. Gets blocked, put back up. Williscroft going wide to LaBelle. Down the line, it gets put up again. Ellis goes up to hit it. Reese can't handle it. Abigail Ellis gets the kill for the Bruins.
Humber has created such separation here. They need 3 more points to put this one away, and this is the kind of start Humber was looking for in their home opener. Roberge is here to try to lead a late set run for the Bruins, but Zach, such small margin of error for the team in double blue.
So the official just talking with the scores table right now, and I think we're all good, and Roberge, she will eventually serve. Just patiently waiting here. Now she'll go to the line. Serve over. It's a good one. Cholette there to dig it. Quick set to the middle. Connolly gets it down. And just take one more look at it here, partner.
Yeah, here on the Hawks Sports Network. Zach, I'll tell you what, we have seen the Sheridan Bruins just finding themselves out of position. Either that or Humber is just really doing a good job of finding those gaps. At any rate, Humber has really dominated here. And
tip to the back. LaBelle goes across the net and finds a seam. Caitlin LaBelle gets herself a kill. And while we weren't noticing, a player actually did sub in for the Hawks. Lauren Bannister comes on in, number 19. Klitsch at the service line. Her serve over, good one. First ball up to Williams is a good one. Quick set to the middle. Nothing's going to come from it. Williscroft setting in the middle to Larson. And when you're that tall, it's that easy. I mean, Amanda Larson just goes up and tips it softly and puts set number 1 to bed. The Hawks, they go up 1-0.
Yeah, the fourth-year player, Amanda Larson, standing at 6'4", and what an addition for the Humber Hawks. And that is a player that, you know, Humber is looking to get some good utility out of up front at the net, and they did right there late in the set. 1-0 for the Humber Hawks after the first set of play. And Zach, it's really exactly how Humber drew it up. And for Sheridan, they find themselves in a familiar position. In their first game of the season, they went down early in the game and weren't really able to rally there. And that's exactly what they have to do here on the road against Humber, is find a way to retool, because Humber's offense really looked like they had oodles of opportunity there. And Chris Wilkins certainly dialed things up just right for a pretty convincing first set victory.
Yeah, and again, you know, Humber, they've just dominated when it comes to the OCAA. They've been a team that just consistently puts up good performances. And partner, it's been a running theme over the years of how deep their bench is. And this year, it's no different than any years prior. Again, they brought in so many players that were already OCAA vets. And that bench, it's just as deep as ever. And it should be very interesting, you know, to see how they break the playing time up over the years. And it's going to be another good year. I have a pretty good feeling here for the Humber Hawks.
Yeah, Zach, so off the top we mentioned they have won 3 provincial championships in a row, looking for the 4-peat here. But that kind of action is nothing new. Humber, starting in the season of 2007 to 2008, they won, I think 11 or 12. I was doing some quick math. So, you know, it's kind of like when you're at the drive-thru, you have to do some quick math, pull that change out, and all of a sudden you feel the pressure. I felt the pressure there.
We didn't become broadcasters to be mathematicians. It's all good.
Yeah, that much is for sure.
It's been a fun game and a fun start so far to this one. I mean, when you look again at both sides of what they were able to do so far in the game, Sheridan, a couple mistakes, a couple miscues. Humber, it's been clean volleyball through and through, really, from the starting point. And you can see there,
great camera angle of Coach Wilkins.
He's chatting with his troops, and we'll see what they decide to run up here. But another thing I want to talk about, new look jerseys.
Not bad.
I know, they changed up the game a little bit. They look pretty nice, gotta say.
Also a new look, Zach, is the students we have working the 1s and 2s for this broadcast here on the Hawks Sports Network, doing a fantastic job here in their first game of broadcasting here in the OCAA. And hats off for a great job on opening night here from the crew.
Yeah, I mean,
Zach, you're doing pretty good yourself too.
I couldn't have said it better myself right there, with all the amazing students that are helping out and getting their foot in the door when it comes to media broadcasting. But it's going to be interesting to see how this one. There's a couple substitutions coming on here for the side of the Hawks. It looks like Avery Bodner is going to be coming on and starting this one, as well as Rachel Vanderwall for the side of the Hawks. They joined the original starters there. For the side of Sheridan, looks like it's the same. The serve over. Willis Croft, quick set. And it gets down and no, on the net. So going up there was Vanderwall for the swing, and she ended up hitting the net. So Sheridan will take an early lead here in set 2.
And that's big, Zach. You know, this Sheridan team, they need to find a way to totally change the vibe, because that was all Humber Hawks in set number 1, especially right off the jump. And right off the get-go here, Sheridan with the first point.
Willis Croft goes to Manners, big swinging, and it tips out of play. Hannah Manners, when she goes up for a swing, she unleashes it.
But I'll tell you what, still a good defensive effort there by Sheridan. Zach, they got in position for the block. Take another look here at that second point of the set.
Look at that swing, oh my Lord. Palatini just gets this one towards the net, dumped over, free ball for the Hawks. Willis Croft, quick set to the middle, Klitsch puts it down. Caroline Klitsch gets the kill.
Second point there for Humber, and the set run will continue for Rachel Vanderwall.
Serve over, Vanderwall, good one. Quick set in the middle and dropping back. It kind of just rolled over the netting and just in front of Vanderwall, wasn't able to get it. Also, the libero coming in the second set, Jedazay White-Eye. She's gonna be the starter
Yeah, I'd love to see that. First-year player, Jindaze White-Eye, by way of Chippewas of the Thames First Nation. And we'll see what kind of performance we get out of the rookie here in the home opener.
One of 3 players that are actually a rookie on this team, so getting some reps early is White-Eye. Here's Willis Croft. Her serve over. Ellis puts it up. Going wide, Marshall trying to hit it. LaBelle goes up to grab it. Willis Croft, and Manners will just dump it over. So a free ball here for the Bruins. Williams just sets it to the back for Craig. Good dig by LaBelle, going wide, Manners, and she looks like she finds the line, and she does. Hannah Manners, another kill.
Yeah, great work there. You've seen a couple players really performing well offensively. We've got a total of 3 kills on the board for Manners early in this game.
And that into the net. I think the only thing that can ever stop a Kennedy Willis-Croft run is herself. When you think about it. She's had some lengthy service runs last year and so far in this game, and the only thing that stopped her has been her. Willis-Croft, quick set to Klitsch. It stays up. Can they get it over the net? No, the Bruins just fought for that, but it couldn't go over. And what an addition Caroline Klitsch has been, the only 5th-year player on the roster. And I'm sure the Hawks are happy to have her on their side rather than facing her. Put up here, Williams goes wide to Ellis, blocked at the net. Palatini once more is going to Ellis, hits it over, it's tipped up, LaBelle to Willis-Croft. And the big swing from Manners from the back, just into the net.
Well, Zach, give Humber credit for some great frontline work, led by number 11 in the past couple of plays, Avery Bodnar, standing 6'1", and she has looked excellent. But Zach, this Sheridan Bruins team are really doing a great job with the early play here in set number 2, and this is a much closer look. Humber only ahead by 1 right now.
Free ball here for the side of the Bruins. They go wide. Williams goes up swinging. White-Eye is there for the first ball. Manners from the back line. Can she find it? No. A great swing from the back side, but Manners, too much power. Can't find that back line behind the Bruins. All tied up, 5-5 here. Marshall at the line, and she'll go up for another serve. Manners, good first ball to Willis-Croft. She's setting up the backside to Bodnar.
Zach, in Humber's most recent game, they won the first set against Cambrian. It was kind of close. Then Cambrian came back and won the second set. Wonder if maybe we see a similar dynamic at play here. You know, Coach Wilkins wants to see these ladies just put together consistent set wins. Right now, Sheridan's looking good here in set number 2.
Williams once more goes out to Ellis. It's tipped up. Manners, good dig. Willis-Croft goes wide to LaBelle. It's put up once more. Palatini. And she tried for it. The only thing in her way was our scores table. And I mean, one person that I don't think is ever scared to sacrifice her body, Sarah Palatini on the side of the Sheridan Bruins. We've seen her make some insane plays. That would have been another one right there as Klitsch's serve goes into the net.
Yeah, volleyball is probably the sport that kind of leads the sport universe in terms of crashing into the spectator area or the scores table. And we've seen a lot of heart from players here, putting the body on the line. Right now, Zach, everything that we're seeing from Sheridan is these adjustments in the second set seem to be working as Coach Wilkins now sees his team tie.
LaBelle, the first pass to Willis-Croft, good. Quick setup. Vanderwall gets the kill.
Zach, we are in a tight second set here early on. We'll see if either team can pull away. This is a much different dynamic than we saw just 1 set ago.
Williams, the quick one, they tip over, and they're gonna call that Humber Hawk touched the net, so the point again goes to the side of the Bruins. Willis-Croft a little bit surprised there, didn't think that she made contact with the net. Nonetheless, Bruins, they're just, it's evened up now, 8-8 here in set number 2. Roberge back up to the service line. Her serve over is good. White-Eye, first ball to Willis Croft who sets up Vanderwall, and it's just out of play. Right there on your screen, you see Mackenzie Marshall. Spoke about her. She leads her squad with kills coming into today as 9. Roberge, serve over. Manners digs it out. Willis Croft goes wide to LaBelle swinging, and it gets blocked up. Williams tries to tip it over, and she does just that. Willis Croft not expecting the tip.
So more serves coming up from Chloe Bushby. And we'll see if the lady in pink shoes can keep Sheridan and grow this lead.
Good first ball by White Eye. The backside Botner put up and still kept up, and a little bit miscommunication right there by the Bruins. And that's something you can't do, especially against a team like the Hawks.
Yeah, the Bruins with a little bit of a kerfuffle, I believe is the volleyball term, in their own side there. And that's going to give Humber a chance to strike back and looking to tie up the game with this point.
LaBelle's serve over is good. Williams back sets it to Roberge, blocked at the net, but it falls on the side of the Hawks. So again, the Bruins, they're threatening here in set 2, partner.
Yeah, it's been a whole different dynamic. I mean, Zach, that was quite a decisive first set victory, if you recall. Didn't take long for Humber to establish a big lead and stretch things out. That has not happened here with Sheridan up by 2.
Williams, a great serve over. Willis Croft gets it up for Manners. That gets blocked. White Eye to Willis Croft. Back set to Bodner. The tip out of play. Bruins, they're slowly growing a lead here. 3 points now.
Emily Williams by way of Regina coming up to the service line. Shout out to the Queen City, capital of Saskatchewan.
Good dig right there. Willis Croft trying to set up Manners. It's tight at the net. And they're going to call a point for Sheridan. They're going to say Manners reached over.
And now that lead up to 4 for Sheridan, as we'll see if Williams can add to that. Sheridan looking for their biggest lead of the night. They're already sitting on that right now.
Serve over, it's good. Willis Croft, quick set in the middle. Vanderwall, can she find the back line? No, sails too far. And now Chris Wilkins, he's gonna call himself a timeout. As Sheridan, they've ran themselves into a hot streak here. We'll take another look here at that last play. Vanderwall went up and wanted that back corner, but it was just a little bit out of reach. Shout out to our photographer, Diego.
Yeah, that was a good play there, but the replay of our photographer mixing it up in the crowd was also dynamite. Now, Zach, what a moral victory for this Sheridan team as they come out here in set 2 and they make Humber call their timeout to slow things down. So really highlighting how things have turned around. But a similar dynamic playing out here for Humber where, you know, they had that game against Cambrian and the Golden Shield were able to, after dropping the first set to Humber, Golden Shield came back and Cambrian ended up winning, as that is a tiny little Humber Hawk fan we just saw on camera. But at any rate, Zach, we're going to have to wait and see how things shape up here as Humber called the timeout, hoping to kind of change the vibe a little bit.
Yeah, we see this normally with teams trying to slow down the Hawks. Now Humber, they're going to try that. Slow down the Bruins. That goes over. Willis Croft going to Manners. Off the hands and down. The Hawks. The timeout works. They get the point. Rachel Vanderwall goes to the line. Her serve over. It's, oh no, just out. Thought it hit that back line. Serve over, out of play. Hawks get the ball right on back. So now they're, again, probably one of their best servers, and Kennedy Willis Croft comes to the line. And they're hoping for one of her lengthy runs here.
Yeah, you bet, Zach. The Hawks find themselves down by 4, and this would be the perfect time for a run here of serves
Tipped up, LaBelle has it. Willis-Croft back sets to Bodner. She pushes it over, diving is Pelletini. At the net, pushed over. Hawks have an opportunity. They go set back to LaBelle, off the net, diving. Pelletini keeps it up. Marshall puts it over. Bodner setting up. LaBelle, she tips it. Diving is Marshall. The second chance, and they save it. Somehow the Bruins get it over. They put it right back over though, the Hawks, and it's just bouncing over like a pinball. Manners, the hit, the block. Sheridan come away with the point after a lengthy rally and some crazy, crazy heroics.
Yeah, how do you like that? And this is really all part of what Sheridan has been able to put together here in the second half, and dive and play to keep the ball alive, and then the big play up front at the net, Zach. Can Humber turn things around after not the dynamic we expected to see, Zach, after that very convincing first set victory? There's another point for Sheridan as they are now absolutely flipping the script on the Hawks here. 17-11 with Roberge serving.
Roberge, yeah, she just got that one right there. Another serve over, LaBelle. Willis-Croft back sets to Manners, tipped off the hands and out. So that's a good start to get some points back if you're the Hawks here. But this is something we haven't seen. We haven't really seen the Humber Hawks fall this far in a set to a team before. Hit over, good first ball. Williams goes wide, Marshall, her hit sails over, out of play. Another rally there for the Hawks, they get another point. Manners' serve goes over, but it goes off the hands of Pregame. Another point goes the way of the Hawks. They close that gap, just a 3-point difference right now. And Sheridan, they will wisely call a timeout to try and stop some momentum here. So you see it right there, the Bruins, they went out on a nice little run here. It's about a 3-4 point run that they went out on. Extending the lead up 17-14 to the Hawks. They've answered back. And it's been very, very interesting. Different dynamic than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, and for Sheridan, we talked about how in their only other game this season, in this young regular season, they lost the opening set on home turf to Mohawk and then weren't really able to make those adjustments. And how about them kind of flipping the script totally, where now Sheridan has really done a good job of bouncing back. And that's the kind of thing you can really build off on as a team when you take on the defending provincial champions, or the defending three-peating provincial champions, and really show a lot of heart and establish a pretty healthy lead, although that lead, Zach, is diminishing, and Humber hoping to continue with the good energy here after this timeout.
Tipped over and try to keep up, but another point goes away the Hawks, so timeout does not work right there. They close the gap to 2 points.
Sheridan had really put themselves in a good position. Zach, you can imagine if they want to win this game, you kind of get that feeling they cannot let this second set slip away from them. But as with each passing rally, Zach, that is certainly, things are looking more favorable for Humber now. The home team only trailing by a single point.
Manners has had a great run. They've almost brought it back here. Williams, quick in the middle. And again, the block. Caroline Glitch went up solo, gets the block. We're tied up 17 apiece. So usually what we see is a timeout means the other team is breaking the rally. The Hawks, they've punched through that. 17-17. Manners the serve, sails out. Sheridan, they stay alive. Up by 1 again.
Well, an entertaining second set here. Great back and forth play. This is exactly what we were missing all summer long, Zach. We just almost wrapped up the outdoor sports component of the 2024-25 season with soccer, rugby, baseball, softball, all wrapping up.
Tipped over, blocked at the wall there. So it's a big play, the Hawks. They tied up 18-18.
Zach, so good to be back here in the gym. Let's take another look at our recent point in this game, and Humber's front line have been playing some solid volleyball here, and give them credit coming together for that point.
Klitsch, the serve over, heads up, partner. That one's coming. Nice catch.
Yeah, no problem.
Fantastic catch. And a good shot. Sign him up. Mr. Matt Hamill, sign him up.
This is my demo tape for
That
my
right there.
volleyball career.
I know one of the 95 cameras we have in here caught all of that, because that was one heck of a play.
Replay on that. Come on, dog. But Zach, this is really turning out to be quite a good second set, as it's been Sheridan who's pulled away at times, but Humber, you know, the provincial champion, defending provincial champions are not going to be easy to just kind of run away with it on. So 19-18, the home team, the Birds, are in the lead now, but not by much. Excited to see how things shake out here in our final few plays of this set. Now, Zach, you might be impressed with how I caught that loose volleyball, but I got the brand new MacBook, so you know I'm going to be hyper vigilant for any projectiles coming into my orbit.
Klitsch goes up for the serve. It's over. Pelletini there for the first ball. Going out wide to Ellis, but blocked again. Vanderwall and Bodner come up big. The Hawks extend their lead here. They're up by 2.
Ooh-wee, Zach, that was fantastic work. And, you know, these are big points late in the set, too. And leave it to that front line for Humber to continue with their excellent play here late in the second set.
Klitsch, another good serve over. Marshall, the first ball to Williams. Hit over by Ellis. Klitsch trying to set up a play. It's going to be a free ball for Sheridan. A little bit of miscommunication. Williams, quick sets over. Not going to get it to fall. Willis Croft, quick one to Vanderwall. She finds the back line.
Another big point for the Birds. We'll take a second look here.
Right here.
And that was set up and just well teed off on. A couple Bruins were in the area code, but finding a way to beat that block.
Another massive serve. What a run right here by Caroline Klitsch.
Zach, no more timeouts left for Sheridan. You got to think this would be kind of the time they'd want to use one right here. 4-point lead now for Humber, as they now are 3 points away from getting a 2-set lead.
That sails just out of play, so the Bruins, they stay alive here in set 2 here. Going to the line, Abigail Ellis will be the one to serve and try to even things up here. Her serve, sailing over, it catches the back line. Service ace for Ellis.
Couple big points, and these are some big serves on the way, Zach, as Abigail Ellis, in her 3rd year of OCAA volleyball, looking to lead her team back. Good looking serve.
Good first ball to Willis Croft. She goes to LaBelle. Pelletini, what a dig. Going wide, joust at the net, falls to the side. Another one, tipped up. Over. They're going to say that the Bruins hit the net.
Yeah, it was tough, Zach. The Bruins are kind of in a bit of an awkward position there and just not able to recover. It was a set that was just a little too close to the net that started that sequence. And now Humber is going to come away with the point.
So we have
and Jack checking into the game is the rookie, Taya Wilkins.
Taya Wilkins, as well as Amy Connolly. Taya will come on to serve here for Willis Croft.
The coach's daughter hoping to lead this Humber team to glory. Number 5, as we mentioned, the 7th member of the family to wear the navy and gold.
Do you think there's a little added pressure there?
Well, of course, she's following not only her pops, who played for Humber from 96 to 98, but her mother, Carolyn, Uncle Wayne, Aunt Tamara, cousins Cayman and Kyla. So quite the family legacy of Humber Hawks volleyball. And there's a little words between the two.
So Hawks are on set point here. LaBelle, her serve over, it's good. First ball up to Williams. She sets it right back up. Tipped over, diving is Taya, but it can't get off the net, and it just goes high enough where it can go underneath. So another point for the Bruins. They stay alive. Going to the line to serve for the Bruins is going to be the setter, Emily Williams. Humber just looking to close out what has been a good, close second set here. Williams, the serve, into the net, and they close it. The Hawks up 2-0 against the Sheridan Bruins. And they will look to try to go for the sweep here in set number 3.
Well, that was an absolute dandy, and for the Sheridan team, they certainly had a lot of confidence building in that set. A big lead they established, but the defending provincial champions clawed back. And Zach, that is a backbreaker for Sheridan. They were in such a good position, but Humber able to come back. So that's a 2-set lead. And we'll head into a 3rd set with Humber a chance to put things away. And Zach, you got a little bit of love from the Sheridan bench. They're dancing with you, partner.
That's all we do. We have fun here on Hawks Sports Network. We have fun here at the Hawks Nest, and what can I say? You know, sometimes you just gotta dance it out, partner. That's all it is. You gotta enjoy what you're at, because it's been a fun atmosphere so far
dance
here.
Like no one's watching.
Exactly, and that's what I do all the time when it comes to the broadcast. We have a lot of fun here. Again, Zach Benoit alongside Mr. Matt Hamill, and it's been a fun one to say the least. The Hawks up 2-0. Set number 2. It was exhilarating to say the least. I mean, these two teams went back and forth. And I think really the turning point was the Hannah Manners run that she had. I mean, she went on a 5, maybe 6 serve run where she turned things around for the Hawks, evened it up. Humber took over the lead, and they never gave it up.
Yeah, I mean, look at the score there. That should tell you everything you need to know in terms of just the different dynamic that was at play. Much closer, but as you mentioned, Zach, Humber has so many talented players they can lean on in a situation like that when they're down. And all smiles there as the home team up 2-0. And we now see if we have the Hawks able to just maybe kind of pull away here in set number 3, Zach, or perhaps we see Sheridan get even closer and maybe are able to catch Humber slipping and get a set victory. Set number 3 on the way as Humber looks to win their first home game of the season. They won 2 on the road to get the party started. A 3 straight sets victory at Boreal, and then a win at Cambrian. They lost the 2nd set in that one, but ultimately did come away with the W.
And I think the biggest thing, the takeaway here is Humber wins this. They jump 1 game over St. Clair, who they currently tied for in the Western Conference. Excuse me, I was trying to find the name of it. I almost said the East, because we've been talking about the East. Every other
Eastern Canada.
Eastern Canada,
West Division of Ontario.
Yeah, make it make sense. Eastern Canada, Western, it's like, oh, okay.
Ripe for confusion. No, not actually. Zach, we got a good look at Humber's huddle there, and breaking now. And, you know, for the Humber team, they've just seen that Sheridan has what it takes to make this a close game. You know the Hawks got to be motivated, and maybe the mentality they're getting from Coach Wilkins is, let's put our foot on the gas right now and close this out before we allow Sheridan a chance to get back into this game. Humber in a commanding position, up 2 sets, looking to complete the clean sweep here on opening night here at home.
Bannister with the first serve over. Good dig again by Pelletini. Connolly, first ball to Wilscroft. The quick set to the middle, or Vanderwall. And they'll say she just missed that sideline. So the serve here is going to be number 17, Shaylin Craig. Her serve over. It's going to sail beyond that back line.
Well, back-to-back sets, the Bruins have struck first.
Yeah.
But now error will even things back up, and we'll see if Humber can get on a service run, courtesy of Rachel Vanderwall.
Vanderwall serve over. It's a good one. Ellis, the first ball to Williams. Right back to Ellis. Goes down the line swinging, and she keeps it in somehow.
One more look here on the Hawks Sports Network. And that's another point for Humber. Very close. You can see there the Bruins saying, oh, that was that close.
Serve over. Williams, quick set to the middle. Try to dive in. 2 bodies colliding almost right behind Isabel Roberge. And that could have been a very dangerous play with two players just diving head first at one another. Vanderwall on a little bit of a run here. 3-1 set count. Excuse me. Count here in set number 3. The back set to Marshall. She tries to go to the back, and it's a good dig by Bannister. Manners now. The big kill for Hannah Manners.
Another big play, her 6th kill of the game, and that's the kind of offensive output that you really want to see from one of your leaders in a big, important, potentially decisive set. Hawks up 4-1 early.
Sailing and just missing that back line. But that play initially set up by the play of Lauren Bannister, who had a fantastic dig, and the first ball set up beautifully. This is hit over. Cholette to Williscroft. Back set to Connolly, and she finds a hole on the back line.
And that was a close one, just finding the line. And that's a big play to allow the Hawks now to a 5-3 lead.
Back to the line, Williscroft, the lefty, goes over, good first serve. Williams sets up Ellis, it's blocked. Pelletini puts it right back up. Williams, she's going right back to Ellis, this time hits over. Cholette has a good dig on the other side. Setting up the backcourt, Bannister. Williams with the dig. Pelletini, back to Ellis, hit over, Cholette. Williscroft going to Manners, and Hannah Manners had some extra gas on that one for her 7th kill of the game.
Yeah, you can say that again. A little extra mean on that shot. That was very difficult to defend, and I found an open space. 6-2 the lead now.
Williscroft, the serve over. Pelletini, the first ball to Williams. She backs it to Marshall. It's tipped off the wall, and Klitsch couldn't find it. Tipped off, I think, just the ends of the fingers, and it softly just kind of plops right down.
Yeah, that ball kind of hung a left in Albuquerque when it was up in the air, and you could see she couldn't quite track it, find out where it went.
Another good first ball by Bannister. Manners, and again Hannah Manners finds an opening in the back court. Death taxes and Hannah Manners finding openings here in this one. Her 8th kill.
Now we'll see if she can get it done with some more serves here in this game.
Ellis goes to Williams, sets the back one up for Craig. Another good dig for Cholette. Bannister goes up and gets the kill down the line.
Great performance here from a couple of key players here in the home opener for the Hawks. And this young lady right here has been dynamite.
First ball, second ball put up by Pelletini, right back to Ellis. It gets over, but the dig by Cholette. And they were trying to play it off the net, but it just hits that bottom part and just ricochets all the way underneath. So the lengthy run of Hannah Manners is cut short there. And Abigail Ellis will go to the line here to serve. Her serve over. Good first ball by Cholette. Williscroft to Bannister. How about that? A second time's the charm. Lauren Bannister finds openings down that left line.
So, Zach, we saw this dynamic kind of in the first set, right? Early on, Humber getting a little bit of distance in the scoring. A similar kind of vibe here in set number 3. You know, Sheridan doesn't want to see this continue because a set win here for Humber would mean this one is over.
And that's a big swing on the far side by Shaylin Craig. Gets the point right back there for the Bruins. They trail by 4.
So that ball ricochet into the raised up basketball net. So a lot of power on that one. Humber not able to contain it.
Bouncing around, punched, and I'm not sure Shaylin Craig even knew what she did there. Just punched it up straight into the air.
Yeah, you see she wasn't happy with that one right away. Had time to kind of get under it.
Amy Connolly, come to the line. Her serve over, finds the back line. Service ace for Connolly. Connolly, another serve. This tipped over. How about that? Back-to-back service aces.
You got to be good to be lucky there, Zach, and just catching enough of the net. Very, very difficult ball to play. That's going to give us a timeout here as Stuart Hooper, head coach for the Bruins, is seeing this Humber squad now up by 7 and got to try to flip things up here. And there you see the communication on the Sheridan bench, but Zach, at the end of the day, this is right where Humber wants to be as they are well on track to capture a 3 straight sets victory. We'll take one more look here on our HSN replay.
You can see the kills down the line, and again, that's Lauren Bannister, who's had 2 massive kills. Excuse me, partner, I was jamming out to some good old music again. It's been a good day. It's been good vibes here in the Hawks Nest.
You got a long-distance dance partner by some members of the Bruins bench, so I don't blame you for your disco dancing. But Zach, we're out of the timeout now. We're back in action, and there's a look at that Sheridan staff. Assistant coach Ryan Massey. Both Hooper and Massey in their 2nd year coaching with the program. And they know they need to make some adjustments here in this 3rd set because the Hawks are in a very good position right now.
Alex Shoega comes in to serve, and she'll get a service ace. So that's 3 straight service aces here for the Hawks, who they're going on a little bit of a run.
And Zach, we see the timeouts, you know, so often, almost mysteriously so. The timeouts always seem to work out in favor of the team that call it. But a couple times tonight, Sheridan has called those timeouts, and Humber comes out very quickly and gets that first point. So a little tough dynamic there for the visiting team.
And couldn't get that one set up cleanly. It was a nice save by Manners, but that was basically all they could do. They saved the ball and couldn't get it over the net. Emily Williams goes to the line here, 4th-year player, like you said, out of Regina, Saskatchewan. She'll go up for the serve. Bruins down 13-6, and a rare, very rare miscue right there off the hands of Reese Cholette. That kind of rolled off the backhands of Cholette, and Bruins, they close the gap again. It's only a 6-point lead now. Serve over, good first ball here to Shoega. She sets up Vanderwall, who just tips it over, and that is such a smart play from Rachel Vanderwall. Bannister, serve over. First ball by Palatini's good. Tip down, over. That's a great play by Isabelle Roberge.
Yeah, a little sneaky, finding some open real estate. Substitution coming into the game as we'll see Sheridan's Alyssa Marks hop in, and taking a well-deserved break is Shaylin Craig.
Marks, first serve over. Cholette, good first ball to Shoega. Goes to Manners, off the hands. Palatini on the far side keeps it up. Williams to Ellis, kept up by Bannister. Shoega sets up Bannister. She went swinging, but just couldn't put it home. Sails too far past that back line. Serve over, Manners, first ball to Shoega. Tipped over by Vanderwall. Ellis, she goes swinging, and it's out of play. So Humber, they get another point.
Yeah, Humber back up to a 6-point lead. You saw a couple Sheridan Bruins kind of colliding together there, a little miscommunication, and they did kind of get the ball away, putting it out of play, and now Humber at the service line.
Vanderwall could serve over. Williams, quick set in the middle to Roberge. And that does find the line. Thought for a second it went out. That's
from Roberge.
That's a great little sneaky tip over. We've seen it twice here by Isabelle Roberge. We'll see another look at it here on the replay, partner.
Oh, just enough finding that line. Well played by number 19.
Back set to Williscroft. That's something we don't normally see. It goes over the net. Free play here for the Hawks. Cholette to Shoega to Manners. Hannah Manners, her 9th kill.
We've seen a few absolute rockets off the hands of Manners, and these kind of look undefendable, Zach. I mean, the kind of horsepower, the kind of anger where she seems to be taken out on these kills is just remarkable, and great offensive performance in the home opener for number 10, Hannah Manners.
Taya Wilkins coming in here again, as well as Amy Connolly.
So we talk about the legacy of the Wilkins last name in Humber volleyball, and another entry into that great legacy here.
Ellis, she goes swinging, and it goes off the hands of the wall, and Connolly and Klitsch. That's a point for the Bruins.
Mackenzie Marshall, second-year player, now serving for the Double Blue.
Marshall to serve over, and it looks like it sails. No, it doesn't go long. It finds the corner.
Sheridan has had some good fortune finding the perimeter here. They're just absolutely painting some of these lines. It's working out in their favor. They're still down 4 here in what could be a decisive set number 3.
Diving, making the play there is Bannister. Connolly goes swinging. Bannister right there to put it back up. Wilkins goes to Manners. Hannah Manners is at double digits in kills.
And that time it was a good positioning there from Sarah Palatini, but ultimately just too much on it to handle, and Manners, after yet another kill, will go back to the service line.
Yeah, Manners has been on fire. Cholette sets up Connolly. That's a big swing and a good dig. It's kept up. Free ball for the Hawks. Cholette to Wilkins. Quick one to Klitsch. And she puts it away. Another point.
So Humber really pulling away here at a crucial moment in this game. And how about that serve?
Yeah, that's just such a smart play. Hannah Manners saw there was real estate to work with in the front corner, and it almost got saved again.
Yeah, Williams was traveling through the DMZ there to kind of try to keep that one alive, but to no avail. And 18-12 is our score, and timeout called. Sheridan calling their final timeout of the set. It's an all-time song right here,
Zach,
Zach, day and night.
All-time one. I learned the other day, Kid Cudi, he has another album coming. Just found that out the other day.
Always great to hear, Zach.
Yeah,
had to cancel his show in Toronto this summer,
He
broke
did.
his ankle at Coachella.
Oh.
But, you know, music business aside, Zach, we've got some great
Volleyball.
volleyball
Back to
action.
volleyball.
I want to highlight once again, we do have another game here on the Hawk Sports Network tonight. The fellas from both Sheridan and Humber will take the court as Humber's men's team opening up their first home game of the season. They are also, like the women's team, 2-0 on the year. And much like the women's team, Humber's men's volleyball team are the defending provincial champions. In fact, I've strung multiple of those in a row together here as of late.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how these two teams fare off in the second half of this doubleheader. That is a massive swing by Bannister, but a bigger dig on the side of Sheridan. Right back out to Bannister. She tips it this time. Ellis is diving, pushed over by Williams. Wilkins goes right back, and why not? At first you don't succeed. Try again. That's the mindset Lauren Bannister just had.
And the first set, Zach, ended 25-11 for Humber. And right now we're kind of seeing a similar tune here as the Hawks look to put this one away. Manners still serving.
Good serve over, first ball to Williams. Ellis just slaps it over, and she finds a corner.
Yet another example of Sheridan really using the accuracy in set number 3, placing these balls in just very, very tight windows. Finding the line there, and now 13-20 is the score.
And another substitution coming on. Jineze White-Eye comes on here. Not in the libero. She comes out just in the normal jersey. The libero still being Reese Cholette, and she gets that first ball right there. Wilkins back sets it to Connolly. Taya Wilkins, a beautiful back set to Amy Connolly, and that's a big kill. Serve over, soft one. Williams just pushes it over. Klitsch is prepared. They go right back to Bannister, but it sails over.
So Humber is close to putting this game away and improving to 3-0 on the season. If they can go 3-0 and straight sets here today. But Sheridan, as we expected after some of the great play we've seen, not going down without a fight here in this game.
Yeah, they're not going down without the fight, like you said. Williams pushes it, and nobody's there. Miscommunication. Looks like it was set up for Bushby. But nonetheless, Humber, they continue this lead, and looks like they're going to be cruising to a 3-0 set win. And, I mean, partner, when you look at it, this is just kind of what we've seen out of this Humber Hawks team the last couple of years. Connolly goes to the line here. Her serve over. That didn't even hit the floor. That hit the back wall. Amy Connolly, that might be the hardest serve we have ever seen in this gym, because that didn't hit the floor. That sailed straight to the H.
That was something we've seen at Happy Gilmore, just all power. But Zach, we can certainly sense this Humber team all smiles here as they are knocking on the door of their third straight win of the season. Can they pull it off here and close things out?
Williams going out wide to Craig. She hits it over. White Eye gets it to Wilkins, and it's just tipped. Williams now back to Marshall. Tipped at the wall. White Eye over to Wilkins. Quick set to Vanderwall. Puts it up, and they can't get to it. That is a very, very good play by Vanderwall, who gets the kill. Humber 2 points away from capturing this game. Serve over, first ball put up by Williams. Quick set into the middle. Roberge tried to tip it again. Wilkins goes wide, tipped over, but it hits off that post. White Eye tried to sneak one over, but was unable.
Yeah, Jindazay has continued to look good here in her first minutes on home court.
Jindazay, all smiles too, is what we've noticed. She's all smiles on the court. Cholette, first ball goes up to Wilkins. Try to set up Vanderwall, and it goes off the head of Ellis and over. So, well, match point here in this one. Oh, excuse me, still 2 more points away. I got a little over anxious there.
No, Zach, yeah, they're just a little delay on the scoreboard. Trust your instincts,
I knew
partner.
my math was correct.
Trust your instincts.
I knew I was right, but you know what? Math is hard. Vanderwall to put the game away. First ball by Pelletini is good, pushed over to the backside. Bannister to Wilkins, quick one to Klitsch. Kept up by Pelletini. The back set to Marshall. It goes over, bouncing around. Bannister keeps it up. It gets put over, free ball for the Bruins. Williams goes out wide to Ellis. It gets put over, and the point goes to Sheridan.
Good rally there, and you know the Hawks are fighting to put this one away, but they're meeting some resistance here with some great fight being shown by the team wearing double blue, and Coach Hooper's hoping his team can pull off quite the comeback here.
Roberge, the serve over to Cholette on the other side. Wilkins, soft one over, the hit over from the backside. Amy Connolly, I think she has something to prove with these hits, because these are nukes coming off the arm of Amy Connolly.
Yeah, number 12 with some outstanding power to work with. Another example of some of the weapons Humber has to work with this year.
Tipped over, and Roberge, that's a service ace right there. Hits off the top of the net and just rolls right in front of Cholette.
Good run here late in the set, Zach.
If you're the side of the Sheridan Bruins, you can't be mad with how you played, especially with how games in the past have gone against the Hawks. Roberge, serve over. Cholette, first ball to Wilkins. It's a little bit too far, but again, over. They're just pushing it. It's still kept up. It's still over, and it goes over out of play. I don't know how that ball got kept up by Reese Cholette, but it did. Unfortunately, it rolls too far out.
Sheridan needs Roberge to continue with the run here of the serves.
The first ball to Wilkins, it's good. The tip over by White Eye. Sheridan will have a play. Roberge, she tips it. Cholette goes to the far side. Wilkins just puts it over. Williams, back sets to Marshall. She tips it. The block comes through. And how else would you finish it? Caroline Klitsch blocks it. And that's how we end it. 3 sets to none, 25-20 here in set 3. The Hawks win. Another look at it right here. This was a beautiful rally, and the final puts it to bed. The Hawks, they win it on that tip.
There's the handshake, Zach, as it was a hard-fought game, a fun one to watch. Early domination by Humber, met by some good fight out of the Bruins, but in the third set, Zach, we really saw, really coming to fruition, Humber's offensive weapons really dialed in. That just proved too much to handle here tonight for the visiting team, and the Humber women's team capture their first home game of the season, improving to 3-0 on the year.
Improved to 3-0 on the year, and I think we can both agree on who the player of the game should be. Hannah Manners. She had herself a night, double digits in kills, and a couple lengthy runs at the service line. But that'll do it here for the women's side of things. You can see on your screen right there, 25-11, 25-22, and 25-20. The Sheridan Bruins, they put up a fight in the later stages of this game, but the Humber Hawks, they had a phenomenal hold, and they win 3-0. For myself, Zach Benoit, my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Hamill, we'll be back with you in about 30 minutes for some men's action between the Humber Hawks and the visiting Sheridan Bruins.